Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Martin Pavey here. Welcome back to the channel. And before you ask, no, I do not have a gigantic ridge in my forehead. I have an elastic band. Because when I see these things or anything lying down on the floor, I will always pick them up and I will have a little fiddle. And I might take it home and put it in a drawer for something useful later, or I will put it in the bin because I like things neat and tidy. And you find me in these glorious surroundings today, these glorious surroundings. I'm green like the trees surrounding me, and I've got my little pocket note there, my pocket swatch that's blue like the sky, and it is, pocket square, that's the one I'm looking for. It's a glorious day, and it's a glorious day for this very, very special video. But before we dive into the subject, it's an old chestnut of a subject that I have talked about before, but it warrants saying again. Please do like and subscribe and share to spread this very important message. So, and by the way, from here on in, I'm calling it Twitter. I just prefer Twitter. People tweet, they retweet on Twitter. It's cute, and everybody knows. Even when you type in x.com, what appears in the address bar? Twitter.com. So that's me. Twitter discussions. I've lost track actually, how many times I have seen this question asked on Twitter. The gym or therapy? Which one? Boring. It's boring. It's really boring, because to the uninitiated, here is the correct answer. Well, clearly and very obviously, it is both. Think of any famous athlete, any sportsman, any gymnast, even wider afield, any actor, whoever it is. What do they all have? They all have coaches. And what is a therapist? Well, a therapist is somebody for your well-being mentally, psychologically, emotionally. And it's almost like there's a study that I don't know about that therapy has shown to see reductions in testosterone, or it makes people weak and pathetic. But the truth is, if there's anybody who has been through the things that you're going through right now, the things that are challenges and struggles in your life, and they've come out the other side of it, well, they are in a fantastic position to give you counsel. That's why they're called counselors, or to give you really fantastic guidance. And also to assure you, and this is the case, that you're not mad, that it isn't just you, that you're not alone in this. You aren't the first person and the only person to have ever experienced what you're going through, because it's not the reality. There's commonality in life. And when you find somebody really supportive who can be objective about your situation, far more so than you can when you're in the storm of emotions, that whatever you've been through in life, well, why wouldn't you ask for help? We all ask for help in one way, shape or form. And if you can build trust with somebody who can help you through your struggles, well, that means that you build trust automatically, and you can take that into all of your other relationships. But the gym versus therapy thing is a misnomer, and it's a false dichotomy, and you don't have to choose between one or the other. Don't go to therapy, fine. If you do, I guarantee your life will be better. But here is the wider point. So many people are talking about one or the other. They're talking on a grand scale, asking for people's approval all the time. When you go to any social media, it doesn't mean that you have to be part of a hive mind. You don't have to walk the same path as other people, because you can't. You can't walk the same path as other people. You walk your own path. And the really important thing to be a strong, creative and productive man is actually to walk your own path, to express your opinions and your perspectives freely, and to be your own man. That is the point of life. It's not about following the pack. There will be things that the vast majority of people, whatever group or associations they have, there will be things that they are right about and things that are not accurate that they are wrong about. But it doesn't mean that you have to adopt everything that you see. You don't have to adopt every opinion or do things in the same way. Listen, learn from people, and then, and I kind of cringe at this this phrase sometimes, I don't know why, but I just do, but make it your own. Make it individual, make it unique, make it you. And I have to say, it's why I started with the elastic band. Make it fun, make it a little bit different. Don't be afraid of standing out, because believe me, our ancestors have been through far worse scrapes and physically, dangerous and threatening scenarios that we can't even begin to imagine. And we're worried about words on Twitter. No. Got to have more backbone than that, my friend. Got to have more backbone than that. And it feels good that there are people who you'll see, just people wildly and really basically agreeing, with people just because they've put something on there. But you can see in the responses to whatever social media post it is that those people haven't done an ounce of their own thinking. And I have to say that the more distance and the further away that I get from the relationship that exploded in my face at the end of last year, the further I get away from it, the more I realize that these same issues of self-determination go so much further back. and I've allowed myself in many different forms with many different people and different scenarios to allow myself to be led by the herd, by the pack. And if the last few years have showed us anything, it's that actually taking a step back and observing, because as I said in my video yesterday, there is absolutely no doubt that when you listen to people, you can actually really understand the primary motivators that actually lead people to behave in whatever way they do. And I put a post on Twitter, I tweeted on Twitter this morning, here are 4 primary motivators. And the first is love, hatred, fear, and one that kind of gets forgotten about, but it's a big one, control. Love, hatred, fear, control. And I'm interested, actually, I put a poll on Twitter, and we'll see what it does. Because I'm growing my Twitter account and I'm doing various things over there. And it's interesting to sample people's opinions, but it'll be interesting to see which one actually most people live by. And if you have any kind of audience, the temptation there's fear, certainly, of your opinion not being accepted, which is, from a social point of view, historically has been quite dangerous. But people are wanting to control things all the time. And I wonder if that's an even bigger pull to control people rather than being afraid. Everybody says that everything, all of the destructive behavior in the world comes down to fear. And while that is true, I think it's when you want to have your opinion validated, it's easy to go to a crowd of yes men and get that validated, even if people don't really mean it. This is what you'll actually find, that you believe that you know people, but you don't really. Most people are wearing all kinds of masks, and they're trying to disguise their true feelings, their true beliefs, in order just to be liked. And it's a terrible, terrible trap. And believe me, take it from somebody who's done it a lot, too much. But I reflect on all of those decisions that I've made, and it feels very satisfying to be going through the tunnel and to be able to see the light at the end of that tunnel and realize that we all have within us everything that we need to succeed, but it gets dampened by professing things and believing things that we don't actually believe. It's not truthful, it's not authentic. And I remember watching a podcast once with somebody saying there's no such thing as authenticity. But when I heard that, I balked at it, because I thought, no, it's not true. We know and we can feel within ourselves when something is right, when something is real, and when something is false. We can tell. We've got something inbuilt, and I am certainly considering far more that it might genuinely be a divine spark within all of us, godly, noble. But don't just follow the pack because it's easy. Don't do it. Don't be afraid to joke around. Have fun. Express your opinions honestly. And when you see bullshit, call it out. Call it out. We don't have to believe what others believe, but we can get on with people that we don't necessarily agree with. And I think that's my mission in communicating with people now, to actually really listen to them. What do they believe? What can you learn from it? What can you take from it? How can you make your life better by understanding human motivations and the need to feel part of something? I always want to be part, whether it's lonely or not. I always want to be part of the truth, speaking truth and being joyful in life. That's why I record from these beautiful surroundings, because it's very easy to get stuck in a lack mentality and to feel imprisoned by your circumstances. And I'm here on these videos and doing what I'm doing online and growing that all the time to show you that just because one or two things are presented to you as options, that doesn't mean that that's an exhaustive list. There's so much more in heaven and earth, Horatio, than is dreamt of in your philosophy. The world is so much brighter and more colourful and more positive and hopeful than you realise. But it's easy to get sucked in by various people. So don't let it happen. Be a man of purpose. Be a man of purpose. Be strong, have your opinions, express them, discuss them openly, and plant little seeds just by putting information out there and mixing with people. You don't have to convince people, you don't have to control them, but just prepare the groundwork. Leave room for people to start discussions. Leave people a platform. Leave them a space where they can actually genuinely express themselves honestly as well. Not that people need permission to be themselves. Give it to them anyway. Stand up against the crowd and say, this is what I believe. And that's not the end. That, my friend, is the the beginning. Thank you very much for listening. Martin Pavey here from the glorious Derbyshire countryside on this beautiful day with the birds tweeting. And look after yourself. Be strong, be resilient, be principled, and be proud of having your own opinions. Thank you very much. Please do like, subscribe and share, and leave any comments below. Thank you very much. Ciao for now.